Hello student, today we learn what is continuity. The continuity comes from the word continuous. It means the function has no cut, has no hole in this. The function graph is going very smooth. Before understanding the continuity things, you should have the knowledge of limit, which actually gives you the behavior of the functions. Because behavior decide that how the function moves. Does it have the cut or hole, or does it's moving smooth? So we should know the behavior of the function, which we can identify by finding the limits. If any of you have no knowledge of limits, I will put the link in the description. You can go and check the link to understand the concept of limit. Once we understand the function behavior, means the limit of the function, we will be able to know that function is continuous or not. Before directly move to the definition, firstly we will discuss the concept of continuity. What are the conditions under which the function will be continuous and how to find that? So let's say there is a graph in which you can see a point at C, there is a hole. Clearly see that at this point there is a hole. It means the function is not smooth. But if we check the limit value at a point C, so first let's check the limit value from the left side, means left limit. So you can see on the function the value is going closer to the point D. And similarly, if we check the value from the right side of this C point, the function value is going again closer to the D. It means the limit of this function is D at a point C. So the limit of this function exists. Limit have explained us that how the function behaves from the left side of the C and the right side point of a C. But if we notice that at exactly at a point C, there is a hole, it means no point exists. That means the function is not smooth. So we can say that f of c is not defined for this function. So this leads to another condition for being continuity, that function will be continuous if there is no hole, means f of c should be defined. That means it must have a value at every point on this function to keep the function smooth. But that is not enough for being continuity. क्योंकि अगर हम चाहते हैं कि function एक smooth function हो, so it should not have any cut. Okay, as I said, the function should be defined. So let's say that if at a point C there is another point, and on that point the value of y is k. Now f of c is defined. Up to f of c defined hai. But still the function is not continuous. Because you can see there is a jump at this point. If one is moving from one end and keep moving on the graph, he will experience a jump here, because after some times he has to jump at this point and then move to the next point. That means there is a hole, there is a discontinuity here. This leads us to the next condition of being continuous function. First is the limit should exist, which gave us the behavior. Second is at a point C, there must have a value, means f of c defined. And third one is the limit value which you found above, it should be equals to the value at C, f of c. Because if they are equal, there will not be any hole and function moves smooth. This gives you the complete information of a continuous function. So here is a formal definition of a continuous function, that a function f is said to be continuous at x is equal to c, provided the following conditions are satisfied. The first one is f of c should be defined, like the point at which we are going to find the continuity. Second is limit x approaches to c, f of x should exist. And third one, they should be equal. If any of these conditions violates, then the function is not continuous on that point. And if all conditions satisfy, then we say the function is continuous. Here are 4 different type of graphs we have, and let's identify their continuity. Look at the A part. At C value, there is a hole. It means at this point, there is no Y value. So we can say that f of C is not defined. And that is the first condition. If first condition is not satisfied, we simply say that this function is not continuous. Now, next part. In the next part, we can check that at C, there is a value which is defined. So f of C is defined. But if we move from the left side of C or from the right side of C, you will have two different values. It means the limit of this function does not exist when the left limit and right limit is not same. So second condition violates, the function is again not continuous function. In this one, you can check that at value C, function value is defined because there is a dot. It means there is some y value at the C. And when we move from the left and right side of the C, we can notice that the function value is keep moving on the positive infinity. And infinite means the limit value is again undefined, which means the function limit does not exist. It means the function is again not continuous function. In the D part, it clearly shows that at point C, there is some value. It can be any value, but the value at C is exist, and the limit value from the left side and right side that also exist. But these two are totally different. So it means the limit value when x approaches to C, f of x, and the value at a point C, they are not equal. This means the function is again not continuous. You can clearly see all functions are not continuous. So it means they are discontinuous. So there is some different type of discontinuity. The first one is a discontinuous function because the first condition violates. And the second one is also a discontinuous, but in this you can see there is a jump at this point. So this discontinuity is called a jump discontinuity. This third one is again a discontinuous function because of the reason that the limit is infinite. So this discontinuity is called infinite discontinuity. The last one is the function is discontinuous because of only the third condition does not satisfy. So this type of discontinuity is called removable discontinuity. In all examples, you can clearly see there are different type of discontinuities. Now here is an example in which we need to check the continuity at x is equal to 2. So first is f of x, and let's check the continuity at x is equal to 2. The first condition is we need to check that is f of 2 is defined because c is 2 here. To check that, we will plug this 2 value into the function 2 square minus 4 over 2 minus 2, which give you 0 over 0. So 0 by 0 is actually indeterminate form. Indeterminate form means we cannot determine the value of this. It means there is no value at point 2. That means the function give you the whole at point 2. So first condition violates. We don't need to check the other conditions. Function is not continuous. Now in the g function, let's check the continuity at x is equal to 2. Again, first thing we check g of 2. Look at the function. The function says that when x is not equal to 2, we use this function. And when x is equal to 2, we use a function that is 3. It means at x is equal to 2, the value is 3. So g of 2 is 3. It means the first condition satisfied that the value at c is defined. And in the second part, we need to check the limit. So for the limit, we use the first function. When x approaches to 2 in g function, x square minus 4 over x minus 2. You know that if we will plug this value into the function, it will be 0 by 0. So when we are finding the limit and we have the 0 by 0 form, we can simplify this. So we can make the factors of numerator. X square minus 4 can be break as x minus 2 and x plus 2. X minus 2 is the same factor which can be cancelled out with the numerator and denominator. And we left with limit x approaches to 2, x plus 2. Now it's time to plug the value. So 2 plus 2, that give you 4. It means the limit value is also exist because it give you some value. So second condition also satisfy, the limit exists. But the third condition is not satisfied because g of 2 is 3 and limit value at x approaches to 2 is 4. So both are not equal. That means the function is not continuous because one condition violates. Now let's check the continuity of h of function at x is equal to 2. Again, we have two functions. For x not equal to 2, we use this function. And when x equals to 2, that is 4. So it means the first condition is h of 2. This is equals to 4, which is given in the function. And the second condition is, as you can see, they both are functions for g and h are same. So when we find the limit when x approaches to 2 for this function, h of function, it gives you the same value, which was 4. So as you can see, the h of 2 and limit value is same. So h of 2 is equal to when limit x approaches to 2, h of x. Third condition also satisfy. We will say that the h of x function is continuous function. So in this example, different type of function which look similar but have different type of discontinuity. You can see the graph of these functions. First is you can clearly see there is a hole which make it discontinuous, and in the b part the function value at point 2 is defined, which is dot shows the value is defined, and the limit value also satisfied, but these two are different, so the function is not continuous because of this reason. And the third one, you can see the function is very smooth at two values defined, and from left to right limit exists, and function is clearly a smooth function without any curve, so this is a continuous function. That's a graph of above 3 questions. Now it's time to find the continuity on an interval. It can be open interval or it can be closed interval. How to find the continuity on the interval? Let's say there is a closed interval from A to B. So you know that closed interval means the endpoint also included. So it means we have to check the continuity from all the points. But that's very interesting question. How can we find the continuity at every point from A to B? As you know, there are infinite real numbers between any two real numbers. So that's very difficult to find the continuity at every point. But you don't need to find the continuity at every point because you can't take it. There are infinite numbers. So what do you do? First of all, you have to find the continuity on the open interval. Leave the endpoints, just look at the open interval, means you have to find the continuity from A to B. But still, there are a lot of infinite numbers between A and B. You don't need to take all the points, just take any of the point, a random point between the interval. Find the continuity on that interval on the same condition that you have already learned. You can take 1 or 2 points within this interval. For example, we take the interval from 1 to 3. So on the x and y axis, you can see from 1 to 3, if we have a closed interval and we need to check the continuity. So first we take the continuity from 1 to 3 with the open interval. To check that is how the function behaves between these 2 points. For this, let's take any point between the interval, let's say 2, and find the continuity at a point 2 using the same 3 conditions. So this gives us the information that f is continuous on the open interval or not. Now you can see that this interval is a closed interval. So for the closed interval, endpoints also included. So how to find the continuity on the endpoints? On the left point A, we will find the right continuity, and on the right point E, we will find the left continuity. For example, 1 is the left endpoint, 3 is the right endpoint. It means there is no point on the more right and more left, so 3 is the most right. If we closely see on this point, so 1 is the left endpoint. It considered as A. So on the left hand point, there are the points on the interval which are on the right side. So that's why we'll find the limit when x approaches to 1 from the right side, because there are no points on the left side. So only find the right limit for 1, and for 3, the points are left side. So when x approaches to 3 from the left side, so left limit will be found for the right point and right limit will be found for the left point. So in this way, we can find the limits on endpoints. So for the continuity, we use the condition. So f of 1 should be defined, and the limit x approaches to 1 from the right side should exist, and both should be equal. F of 1 should be equals to limit x approaches to 1 from the right side, and for the right endpoint we'll find f of 3 and limit x approaches to 3 from the left side f of x, and f of 3 should be equals to the limit x approaches to 1 from the left side f of x. That's why they're saying f is continuous from the right at a and f is continuous from the left at b. So if we check all of three things, then we will say the f function is continuous on the closed interval. These are the steps to find the continuity on a closed interval. Let's do an example in which we'll find the interval and then check the continuity on the interval. Here is an example in which we need to find the continuity of this function. An interval is not given. So first thing, if the interval is not given, find the interval. So how to find the interval? Interval can be found by finding the domain. As you know that the domain of this function will be the values of x for which it will not give you the negative under the square root. So for what value it will not be negative? Let's say if we have x is 3. So 3 square is 9, 9 minus 9 is 0. That's not a negative. And if we have a number less than 3, let's say 2. So 2 square is 4, 9 minus 4, that's positive number. But if we have a number bigger than 3, so 9 minus, let's say we have 4. So 4 square 16, 9 minus 16 is a negative number. It means if you have a number more than 3, from positive side and from negative side both, like minus 4 or 4, both will give you the negative value. And same 2 or negative 2, both will give you the positive. It means the interval that we have for the domain is from minus 3 to 3. Because between this interval, no point give you the negative, but if you exceed from both sides, minus 4 and then 5 or minus 5, they will give you the negative. So the part on the right side of 3 and on the left side of 3, they are not included in the domain. This gives us the interval of domain is from minus 3 to 3. Now it's time to check the continuity on this interval. That is, the function is also continuous within this interval or its endpoints. So for this, use the above method that I told you. The first you have to find the continuity on the open interval. So first take just open interval, means take any point between the interval, then take the continuity on the endpoint minus 3, which will be right continuity, and the continuity at 3, which will be left continuity. Okay, so for the continuity of open interval, let's take a point 2 between the interval from minus 3 to 3 and find the continuity. So for this, first we need to find f of 2. F of 2 is can be found by just plugging the value 9 minus 2 square, that will be square root of 5. And the limit when x approaches to 2 for the same function, square root of 9 minus x square. And limit can also be found by plugging the value 2 square, which is again square root of 5. So function value at f of 2 and limit value both are same. We can say that f of x is a continuous at x is equal to 2, and as we took this 2 as a random number, so we can say the function is continuous on this open interval minus 3 to 3. Now it's time to check the continuity on its endpoint. So for minus 3 we need to find the right continuity, and for 3 we will find the left continuity. For the right continuity, we will find limit x approaches to 3, x approaches to minus 3 from the right side, 9 minus x square. That will give you 9 minus 3 square will be the square of negative is positive, so that give you 0. And f of minus 3 is also equals to 0. As the both values are equal, so we can say that function is continuous at minus 3. Now for the left continuity at 3, we'll do when x approaches to 3 from the left side, and the same function 9 minus x square, and by plugging the 3 in the function we will have 0 again. And similarly f of 3 is equals to 0. both values are equal, this shows that the function is again continuous at x is equal to 3. So all the conditions are satisfied. -3 to 3 open interval is continuous, continuous on endpoints. This shows that f of x is continuous on the closed interval -3 to 3.